A very warm welcome to another episode of Rise Up, where we bring you daily doses of important insights on sustainable development. And today we have a very special guest speaking about sustainability and sustainable consumption. So today we have Dehan Seneviratne. Very warm welcome to the show. And Dehan is also the former chairperson of the Tourism Promotion Bureau, and we are indeed honored to have you on the show. So my question to Dehan is, when we speak about sustainable consumption, at present day, the markets are extremely competitive. In this extremely competitive market, are consumers being tricked into buying?
That's a very complex question, Arshad. Sometimes, yes, they are tricked into buying some products, and that is not what we are in marketing. When we produce some product, there is no question of tricking a consumer. You can advertise, you can talk of your features, you can talk of your benefits, and you can have several schemes to attract the consumer. But that is not tricking. What tricks the consumer is that you make a list of claims, and the claims do not meet the requirements, or the ingredients are of lower quality, or the service that is promised is not rendered, or the staff that deals with the customer are not trained, they don't know, they don't have proper knowledge of the products, they can't answer a question, and therefore these are matters where the consumer gets disheartened. So the consumer might feel that he's tricked because your advertising speaks well, it's attractive, and you go and buy. But from the time that you buy, you find that the product doesn't meet the promise. You go and complain, they don't listen to you. You go and complain, they will write something, and that's the end of the story. You say somebody will call you, nobody calls. So these are areas where consumers can be tricked. But I must say, on the same wavelength, that the business of a marketer and a producer of products is to ensure that you meet your promise in terms of the products that are targeted to your target segment. And in that respect, integrity and honesty in terms of an ethical marketing, when I say that you secure your products, raw materials in an ethical way, you produce your products in an ethical way, you don't have sweatshops, you don't have underage labor, you don't have people who are not fit to do those work, but everything is done according to the best possible knowledge that you have on the whole industry. And the way you promote using real-time data, and also talking what the consumer needs to believe. And therefore it's a great responsibility to ensure that the consumer is not tricked. And you as a marketer should never be a part and parcel of that kind of tricking. That's not our business. Our business is to satisfy the consumer. Not to satisfy the consumer with the full integrity on your part and the full exercise of your products meeting the promise, the services meeting the promise. So that is ethical marketing, and that is what is required for growth. If you want your products to grow, if you want your company to grow, and if you want your good name and the goodwill of the company to be really established, so that ultimately it's not only the consumer that benefits, it's also your shareholders and other stakeholders. Don't forget the shareholders and stakeholders. They have not invested their money for nothing. They have not invested money because they don't know what to do with their money. That's not the case. So it's an interesting point to see which part is more important. Is it the consumer or the shareholder? I would still say it's the consumer, because they are the people who keep on buying your products.
So we speak sustainable development. That was Dehan Seneviratne speaking about whether customers are being tricked in this extremely competitive market. So we'll meet you with another episode of Rise Up with more interesting updates on sustainable development.